Colin Firth built a career on playing men of quiet dignity, composed, honorable, and unshakable. But at 65, the life behind that composed exterior tells a far more complicated story than most people ever get to see. Born in 1960, in a small Hampshire village, Firth grew up in an academic household shaped by faith, travel, and international service. His childhood was anything but settled. His family spent time in Nigeria and briefly in St. Louis, Missouri, and he later described feeling like a perpetual outsider. When he returned to England and attended secondary school in Winchester, he was bullied and quietly learned to blend in, adopting a local accent and pretending not to care about school just to survive socially. Underneath that performance, though, something was taking root. He started attending drama workshops at 10, and by 14 he had made up his mind. He was going to become an actor. After training at the Drama Centre London, he worked his way up through theatre and television before landing the role that changed everything. His portrayal of Mr. Darcy in the 1995 BBC adaptation of Pride and Prejudice made him a household name almost overnight. Rather than coast on that image, he pushed against it, taking on complex, often emotionally grueling roles that became the hallmark of his career. A Single Man brought him the Volpe Cup at Venice and an Academy Award nomination. Then came The King's Speech, and in 2011, the Oscar for Best Actor, an award that felt, to many, long overdue. But even as the professional accolades mounted, his personal life was quietly unraveling. Firth and his wife Livia Giugioli had met on a film set in Italy in the early 1990s, and married in 1997. By all appearances, they were a thoughtful, grounded couple, dividing their time between London and a villa in Umbria, raising 2 sons together. What wasn't visible was the strain building beneath the surface. According to reports, the couple separated quietly around 2015 and 2016, a period during which, it has been claimed, Livia became involved with a childhood acquaintance named Marco Brancaccia. When she and Firth later reconciled, that relationship ended, and the fallout reportedly turned messy. In 2018, Livia filed stalking charges against Brancaccia, with Firth publicly supporting her account. Then, in 2019, she withdrew the charges and acknowledged that the relationship had been consensual. The case collapsed. Italian media reported the story extensively. Much of the British press was quieter about the update. According to those close to the situation, Firth was left feeling deeply hurt, not only by the affair itself, but by being drawn into a legal dispute built on disputed claims. By December 2019, the couple announced their separation. Their statement was measured and polite, but the reality, by all accounts, was far more painful. Their divorce was finalized in 2020, during the pandemic, a particularly isolating time to be rebuilding a life from scratch. Through it all, Firth kept working. He expanded into advocacy for Indigenous rights, refugee protection, and environmental causes. He co-authored an academic paper on political neuroscience, produced documentaries, and continued taking on roles that asked something difficult of him. What makes his story remarkable isn't the awards or the heartbreak in isolation. It's how consistently he showed up, even when things were falling apart. That kind of quiet endurance is harder to perform than any role. If this story resonated with you, give it a like and subscribe for more in-depth profiles of the lives behind the spotlight.